Hey guys, so we're starting chapter 9 today. Today is 9-1. We're going to solve quadratic equations by using tables and graphs. Okay, so chapter 8, remember we spent a lot of time graphing. You're going to hate me today, and I'll tell you why in just a second. So this is 9-1, solving quadratic equations using tables and graphs. So when we're solving these, we want to know what x equals. Okay, so why are x-intercepts of a graph so important to our solution? Well, let's start with x squared minus 16 equals 0. So remember, a quadratic equation is an equation of the second degree. That means we have to have an x squared in order for it to be a quadratic. The related function of a quadratic equation with 0 on one side is the quadratic expression given on the other side. Basically, whatever this is saying is if you see x squared minus 16 equals 0, that's just like the graph y equals x squared minus 16, or f of x equals x squared minus 16. So to find our solutions, we can just graph y equals x squared minus 16. Okay, so here it is on here. I'll show you how to do this in just a second. Okay, what we're interested in are where we cross the x-axis. Okay, so the solutions of a quadratic equation are the value or values that make the equation true. So the x-intercepts of this equation represent our solutions. Okay, because if you notice, y equals 0. Okay, so we get -4 and +4. So the graph of the function has two x-intercepts, therefore our equation has two real solutions. X equals -4 and x equals +4. Okay, these solutions, we call the zeros of a function because y equals 0. Okay, that is why we could refer to the solutions as zeros. The zeros are just your x-intercepts. Okay, so where we cross the x-axis. So let me show you how to graph these. So in class, we graphed a lot of these by hand. You're going to hate me because our calculators will graph them for us. Okay, so if we open up our TI-84s, if you look at the screen, we have hit the y equals button to help us get to the fractions. Okay, let's go ahead and look at y equals though. I'm going to graph using this. So what does y equal? Well, y equals x squared minus 16. So x squared minus 16. I'm going to go ahead and type that into y1. Then let's hit graph. Notice it just graphed the quadratic for us. From here, you can very easily see where it crosses the x-axis. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and -4. So our solutions are x equals 4 and x equals -4. Okay, we could also do this in Desmos. Okay, remember we've done a little bit of Desmos before. So go ahead and type in y equals x squared minus 16. Once again, very easy to see. Boom. X equals -4, x equals +4. Okay, so if you're doing problems like this on your homework, just give me a brief sketch in your notebook to show that you actually graphed this. Okay? So let's look at another one. Why are the x-intercepts again important? Well, let's take a look at this equation. Y equals x squared minus 14x plus 49. Okay, so when I graph this, I get a quadratic that looks something like this. Okay, notice we only cross the x-axis once. Okay, my vertex is right there on the x-axis. Therefore, this quadratic or this parabola only has one solution. Okay, one real solution because that's where I cross. Okay, so the graph touches the x-axis, but does not actually cross it. Remember, it's what we call a turning point. Hits it, boom, and switches directions. Okay, only one x-intercept, therefore there's only one solution. Okay, and again, you can do this in Graphing Calculator or on Desmos. Okay, let's look at a third one. X squared plus 3x plus 7 equals 0. Again, I'm going to put x squared plus 3x plus 7 in my calculator or into Desmos. Where does this one cross the x-axis? Well, this one doesn't cross the x-axis anywhere. We have no x-intercepts. Therefore, this equation has no real solutions. Okay, so quadratic equations can have two real solutions, one real solution, or zero real solutions. All right, so let's give it a try. Please pause the video, graph letter A, and tell me where it crosses the x-axis. All right, so I'm going to throw that in my graphing calculator, x squared minus 36. So again, I hit y equals, and I'm just going to change this to 36. Once I have that, I hit the graph button. Okay, there's my parabola, so it crosses, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at x equals 6, and x equals negative 6. Okay, x equals 6, x equals negative 6. Okay, therefore this one has two real solutions. Okay, pause the video and try letter B, please. Okay, again, I'm going to throw that in my calculator, so I hit y equals again. I'm going to clear this, and then it's going to be x squared plus 6x plus 9, so plus 6x Okay, once I have it typed in, hit the graph button. There it crosses. Okay, 1, 2 at negative 3. Okay, notice it only hits it once, therefore there's only one real solution. X equals negative 3. Okay, the other way you can do this is by using tables. I personally don't like using tables because I think it takes longer than just looking at the graph, but I'll show you how to do this. Okay, so x squared minus 7x plus 6. Again, let's go ahead and throw that in the graphing calculator. Okay, instead of looking at the actual graph, we can look at the table. Okay, and you'll be able to tell in the table where it crosses. Okay, so let's throw that in. X squared minus 7x plus 6. X squared minus 7x plus 6. Minus 7x plus 6. Okay, instead of hitting graph, which, I mean, you can, and you very easily see where it crosses, if you hit second graph, okay, notice right above it, it says table, I can pull up my table. So again, I'm just looking for where y equals 0. Oh, y is 0 right here, where x equals 1, and y is 0 when x equals 6. Okay, so same process. Again, I think it's much easier on the graph. Showing you this on Desmos, you can also get a table on Desmos. Y equals x squared minus 7x plus 6. Okay, again, you can just very easily see your solutions. But remember this, you can change the table. Let me think a second how to change it to a table. All right. So what you can do, if you click on this, you click on the wrench here, you can change it to a table. Notice it gives you the values. Okay, if you don't like what you see, you can just keep going. Oh, look, and there's 0 right there. Okay, notice it actually gives you the points then as well. Okay, so that's the table. Sometimes the table's not going to give us exactly what we want. So they want us to change the table so that we can find a decimal equivalent. I think this is silly. Let me show you something else. Okay, 3x squared plus 5x minus 2. So I'm going to go to y equals again. I'm going to clear this. 3x squared plus 5x minus 2 plus 5x minus 2. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hit graph. You notice crosses, it looks like real nice at negative 2. And oh, I'm not sure about over here. Okay, so the book wants you to go ahead and change the table, and you're going to see that it's decimals, and it's not going to turn out very nicely. What we can do instead, we're going to hit second calc. Okay, so calc is right here in blue above the trace button. Okay, notice I can calculate the 0, which is what we want. So I'm going to hit enter. First question it asks is left bound. Okay, so I want to know what this point is. Is the cursor to the left of that point? Yes, it is. So we hit enter. Okay, notice now it changes to right bound. Am I right at that point? Well, not yet, so I need to hit the right button. Okay, notice every time I do, my cursor moves. Okay, now I'm to the right, so I hit enter. Anytime it asks you to guess, you always hit enter. Notice it gives us the 0 is 0.3 repeating. Okay, so right here, notice they change it. Okay, so instead of doing this table, I know my exact answer. X equals 1/3. I can do that with my second one as well. Okay, so I'm going to hit second calc one more time, go down to 0. But this time I want to find this one, not this 0. Okay, so I got to scroll till I'm left of that point. Okay, so left this time means I need to be above. Okay, so right there is left bound. So I hit enter. Okay, I want to go to the right now, so I need to go down below. Okay, that looks right enough. It doesn't have to be super far away, it doesn't have to be super close either. Okay, it always says guess, you hit enter. Notice we get the exact answer, x equals -2. So in this problem, we have two real solutions, 1/3 and -2. On Desmos, you don't even need to change anything because it will give you the decimal equivalent just by you clicking on that button. Okay, so I think the table is a waste of time. Much quicker to do second calc 0. Okay, so your turn. Throw it in Desmos or throw it in the graphing calculator. Okay, give me the answers. Okay, 4x squared plus 3x minus 7. Go ahead and pause the video and try this problem. Okay, so again, y equals, and we're going to clear that, 4x squared plus 3x minus 7. I'm going to go straight to graph. Oh, it looks like x equals 1, but I'm not sure about this one. So we're going to go second calc. And I want to find the 0. Okay, remember our solutions are always called the 0. So I need to be to the left. So boop, boop, boop. Right there to the left, hit enter. Okay, I need to go right now. Okay, right enough, hit enter. Always hit enter on guess. X equals -1.75. Okay, and the other one is crosses nice and neat. There's my mouse. Okay, so x equals 1. Easy peasy. Okay, so now let's take a look at some word problems. Okay, word problems are usually either asking you to find the maximum or to find one of the zeros. Okay, so think and remember the parabola is the path of the ball. So Anastasia hits her golf ball off the tee. The height of the golf ball is modeled by the function f of x equals -5x squared plus 25x plus 1, where x is the number of seconds after the golf ball is hit. How long is the golf ball in the air? Well, if I'm thinking about a parabola, okay, this would be the maximum. Well, that doesn't tell me when I'm in the air. Okay, that's the highest point. Hitting the ground would be right here. So if I know what x equals, that tells me how long it took till I actually hit the ground. Okay, so it would actually tell me how long I'm in the air. So let's go ahead and graph this -5x squared plus 25x plus 1. -5x squared, so y equals, let's clear this, -5x squared plus 25x plus 1. Let me just make sure that's right. Yes. Okay, go ahead and hit graph. Okay, notice right here, this is where I hit the ball, time equals 0. I gotta find this guy. So we're gonna do second calc, find that 0 again. Okay, I wanna be left bound, so I'm just gonna move a little bit closer. All right, there's my cursor. Okay, hit enter. And then I need to be right. That looks right enough to me. Guess x equals 5.04. Okay, x equals 5.04. So how long was the ball in the air? It's just over 5 seconds. Okay. Turn. At the next tee, a golf ball was hit and modeled by -16x squared plus 11x plus 6 equals 0. When will it hit the ground? Pause the video and try this problem, please. Okay, so again, I'm going to go y equals. I'm going to clear this. So -16x squared. And then we had plus 11x plus 6. Oops. Let's go ahead and graph. Looks like it's going to be just over 1 second. Okay, so second calc. And we're going to find the 0. Okay, so I want to be left bound, so it doesn't matter how far left you are. I just like to be a little bit closer. Okay, right bound, I need to move. Okay, now I'm right of it. Enter on guess. 1.05. So x equals 1.05. So the ball will hit the ground after 1.05 seconds. And that's the lesson. Okay, so for your homework tonight, I advise you use Desmos, okay? Or if you have a Samsung or an Android phone, you can download an app called WabbitEmu. It will put the TI-84 calculator right on your phone, and it works really, really nice. I believe if you have an iPhone, the app called Calculate 84 will do the same. Okay, I believe the WabbitEmu does not work on iPhone, so try this one. I don't have an iPhone anymore, so I don't know how this app works, and let me know. Okay, homework tonight, you're on page 361. You're doing problems 13, 14, 16, 18, 19, 20, 22, 24, and 34. Please come prepared with questions. Hope you guys like this lesson.